up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Second market watch this week, just because there's a lot of cards that I wanted to get to that I, essentially couldn't fit it all into one market watch. So we're gonna do a second market watch. Please, just a quick reminder, trying to get, right now trying to hit the goal of 500 subscribers. Gonna always be trying to keep climbing up the ladder, but right now the goal is to get to 500. When I get to 500, I do plan to do a giveaway. I did a giveaway when I went to 100. So at 500, I want to do a giveaway to where I'm doing 2 TCG player gift cards. Probably gonna do like a 25, like two $25 gift cards, like $50 in total. On top of that, when I get to 500, I will be sponsoring a special tournament. Probably gonna be held at one of the locals I go to, either Domino City Games or Game Corner, whichever one agrees to hold this tournament. To where on top of the normal pricing you would get, there'll be extra pricing, there'll be extra stuff when you enter. Maybe also you'll have some food available. That's kind of something that I really always wanted to do when I started this channel. Like, I'm not trying to start my own meta, but I would like to kind of have, maybe every other month or every month have like a sponsored tournament to where people come out, kind of get to talk and interact. You get like a really big locals going on, so that way you get some really nice pricing. So please help us get to the goal of 500 subscribers. Don't want to e-beg too much, but at the same time, gotta throw it out there to get the subscribers. Now, Gravekeeper's Inscription is a card that I missed. Like I said, I missed. There's a card that I wanted to put into my last market watch, but I completely missed this card. This was something that I was thinking was going to go up. It was right here in the $3 range. You see here I got $2.50, and then it just shoots up. You get them right now. You got like a near mint, first at $6. We're looking at like $6 to $7, probably closer to like $7 to $8 for this card. To be honest, in this format, that I don't know. I guess the whole explanation on why this card is going to be good. Initially, banishing everything from the graveyard was like the best way to, combat decks that needed to use the graveyard. There's a lot of decks in the format currently which want to have access to the graveyard. So cards like Gravekeeper's Inscription is extremely good. There's also another card, Silent Graveyard, that I totally forgot to put on here. But Silent Graveyard would be the budget option, that you could use to stop cards, if you're just trying to get card effects in the graveyard. But Gravekeeper's Inscription goes to the next level, and not only does it give you the option to negate card effects that activate in the graveyard, but you also basically choose the other two effects of Necro Valley, which is to neither player can banish cards from the graveyard and neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. So it really does blanket a lot of different things. Mostly you're gonna want to use it for going second, to where you could have this as maybe you activate a card to bait a negate, and then you activate this to prevent them from doing anything in the graveyard. Mostly you're gonna be playing against Unchained, and Unchained really doesn't have anything. Unchained doesn't have anything that could really chain to this card to get something in the grave real quick to activate an effect. For the most part, once you activate this card, you're essentially going to be shutting down the graveyard for the Unchained player. I'm not actually going to be exploring this card because I did kind of the back of my mind, I'm like, this is actually a really interesting card, but at the same time it was why not just run Necro Valley? But like I said, in this current format, to where a lot of people are probably going to be playing Unchained and they want to just have something that's good in the mirror match, Gravekeeper's Inscription can be that card. Change of Heart is another card that I think is really good. Although Unchained does have a way to get around it, Change of Heart in this format right now is just broken. You activate this card and you're essentially activating 1/3 of Triple Tactics Talents. It just has to target, and your opponent either says, I either let this resolve and save my negates, or I negate this card, because you're either going to target their negate, or maybe they have a negate and you're going to take, for example, if they're playing Salamangreat, and you know that the only monster on their field is a Sunlight Wolf, and you activate Change of Heart, they have no choice but to use their Roar on this card, because if you get rid of their Colding Sunlight Wolf, then they can't activate their back row. They can't get the full effect of the back row to begin with. So Change of Heart could in certain situations single-handedly break an entire board, especially when a board is held together with Barone. Change of Heart comes in and kind of really takes care of that. You got a light play First Dead and the Ultras from Magnificent Mavens for 160, 168, pretty much $150 to $2 range for this card. There's a lot of budget options, so I'm not gonna sit there and say you have to get the high rarity, but at the same time, looking at these Ultras, right, the Ultras from Magnificent Mavens, we're somewhere around here, but the Ultras from Magnificent Mavens I think are extremely extremely good to get. Here they are right here. The ultra extremely mavens are extremely good. They're like $1. You know, it says right here $1. You know, kind of closer to like 150. There's a lot of common versions, but like a lot of the common versions, you're pretty much paying like, you know, like 75, 76 cents. There's a lot of these here saying it's like, you know, that's 07. That might be damaged. If you want just like a near mint common, they might, you know, maybe 50 cents to $1. I would just go ahead and just, you know, pay the extra whatever it is to get the ultra rare. It looks really nice, and you know, a very good card in this format. Dark Contract with the Gate. I knew that like the ultra rares were gonna have to, you know, go up. I was thinking like, does this have like a hollow printing? Because when I first wanted to run the engine, I put it in my deck, and then when I was driving, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, it did get reprinted, Ghost from the Past. And I'm looking right here, and yeah, you know, you get the commons for 99 cents. 51 cents. I'm pretty much like 50 cents to $1 for the commons, but the ultra rares from Ghost of the Past looks like they're starting to like go up a bit. Look, they were nothing, and now they're starting to shoot up. Looks like 199. So we're like near lightly played first at 183, but we're looking probably at like $2 each, maybe $5 for a set for this card. To be honest, if you have these laying around and you're not planning to play this, you know, you're not planning to play Unchained or anything, I would just get rid of them real quick, because to be honest, once Unchained runs its course, it's probably not going to be that, you know, it's not going to be up again, and maybe Unchained might go in a different route and not run this, even though this is a really good engine. But to be honest, I would just get rid of these right now if you're not planning to use them. DDD King Vice King Requiem is a card that I ended up picking out because I thought it was going to go up. And no, it's still right here in like the 25 cent mark. It was like kind of low at 10 cents, and then it shot to like 30 cents, and now we're at 31 cents, and now we're looking at like 25 cents, 30 cents. Essentially, this card did not go up in the way that I thought it was going to, which was kind of cool, because I actually did not have this, and I actually had to hit up the homie, and the homie came through and gave me a copy. But this this is kind of, like I said, this is kind of one of those situations where, you know, even though something becomes a quick tech card, doesn't always mean it's gonna go up. People are more clamoring for the ultra, you know, the ultra searcher, because it's like, you know, like there's only one hollow, you know, printing versus the King Requiem. Infernoid, Infernoid has gotten some announced support, and Infernoid has gone up. We're looking at Infernoid Patrulia. I'm just gonna like go with these pronunciations here. We're looking at $5.94 for the super rare. There's a lot of budget versions. There's like, you know, 60 and 24 for the 2 rare version for the mega pack, and then the, you know, for a Secret Eternity. But the mega pack version is very much going up. It was kind of pretty low, around $2. Now it's shot up to like $3.80 to like $3.80 to like $5.95. We're looking at $5.94, $5.95. We're looking at $6 for this card. Similar with the Infernoid Pyramids. Yeah, like a lot of these, like I never really played Infernoid, so I never had practice pronouncing these cards for me. So someone like me might like sit there and I look at these names and I'm like, crap, this is going to be a struggle. But either way, these cards were kind of sitting there in like the 165, 225 mark, and then they're sitting here at the $8.99 for a moderate play unlimited. Near mint unlimited, we're looking at $10. Like, just so like near mint first dead, we're like $9.90, like $9.77. To be honest, we're looking at a $10, you know, $10 card, simply because there's only one printing of this card. This is the one thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that like you kind of gotta look out for not every one printing card will do this, but certain situations, like, you know, a deck like Infernoids, no one's playing it, but if it gets support, it will go up. These are kind of things you gotta look at when you're trying to like invest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you're trying to look at what's the next thing to invest in or what's good to buy. This is also something to look at. Like, look at archetypes that people like that are very cheap, that like aren't getting support, and start slowly picking them up, because one day they might just sit there and get support, similar to Unchained, to where, like, you know, like for me personally, Unchained was a deck I played for like almost 2 years, where I played it as like a rogue player, didn't touch any meta, and I really kind of got time just really playing that deck. So like the second I heard it got support, there was no doubt in my mind I was going to play that deck. So like you know, like you kind of take decks that are like in that similar vein as Unchained and kind of say, okay, I'll buy this core this day and this core that day, and then slowly, you never know, something like this will happen to where all the stuff around it starts to go up. Infernoid Harmodic. This is one that I do remember, because everyone remember using the pun all the time when they used to play this game. Play this deck. But there's only an ultra rare printing in the mega pack and the secret rare, and they're both going for a pretty much similar price. we're looking right here at like $5 for a live play unlimited, live play first at $5.95. So we're pretty much paying $5 to $6 for the Infernoid Harmonic, which, like I said, a lot of these cards don't have an alternative printing or don't have that many printings. Like that's kind of like, there's also a lot of cards that are not really even too expensive. Like I thought that the Infernoid Decatron was going to be very expensive. Usually this is like one of like the more heavy hitting cards that they like to use, like that they like to use, in the deck. And also too, like, we got to be aware that like Infernoids in this graveyard heavy meta are actually not the worst choice, because if I remember correctly, a lot of them have effects to where they could banish themselves from the graveyard to banish cards, to banish cards from either player's graveyard. So it's like let's see. Cannot be noticed. Some special summon by banishing one Infernoid monster from behind the graveyard, and it cannot be summoned. Okay, hold up. This. Alright, okay, maybe there's like one or two of them that have that ability, but I do think that like there is there is a lot of kind of like graveyard synergy. So I guess like seeing like the influx in like graveyard play, I do see why people are kind of gravitating towards Infernoid. On top of that, they're getting support, so that's just kind of the normal hype. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like I said, there isn't really too much to talk about Infernoid because a lot of the Infernoid stuff didn't really kind of go up. It was just mostly the stuff that I covered that really didn't get a reprint. All right, guys, that's it for the video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Help us get to 500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Do the giveaway and the special tournament. Till then, peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.